Hi everybody, this is Rose of Sharon and I'm back again with another movie review. It's actually an animated movie review. When I was young, I was a really big fan of Rocko's Modern Life. Of course, sadly I didn't remember how the poor Wallaby ended, and when I saw, oh yeah, Heffa and Fillmore and Rocko had all gotten themselves launched into space. Talk about a cliffhanger. My gosh, that's horrid. But they end on that. They leave it towards that particular moment in time with Rocko and the gang. And it's really hilarious. It starts off leaning against the fourth wall, and then it straight up breaks it with a sledgehammer, and it's hysterical. And of course, like the Rocko we all know and love, there is a ton of innuendo that I am so shocked that the censors actually let slide by. But it's actually very witty innuendo. It's not really bawdy or grotesque. It's funny, and you think, oh my gosh. But there's one moment that is between Mr. and Mrs. Bighead, which constitutes as really quite cringeworthy, but needless to say, it's really, really funny, and I absolutely loved it. I thought, holy crud, that slipped the censors. Well, the censors probably didn't care because it's Netflix, and Netflix can do whatever the heck it likes, but needless to say, it was a very bold move, pardon the pun. If you've seen the scene, you understand what I'm getting at, and you understand why I use the word bold. I don't mean to be punny, but sometimes I walk through the door, and the door allows me entry. As far as, I love the animation. It's very Plimpton-esque. It's reminiscent of Rat Fink days and that rubber hose animation, which I really like. And of course, my favorite rubber hose animation. If you know me well, I'm a very big Sylvain Chomet fan, and I adore his work. The only one I haven't seen is The Birds, and I can't find The Birds anywhere. I've looked, and it's been very difficult, but if someone can give me a link to watching The Birds by Sylvain Chomet, I would be forever in your debt. Merci beaucoup. Needless to say, getting off topic, I'm not going to go into the story too much. If you know Rocko, you know it began in the 90s. It's nostalgia, and it leans hard on that nostalgia. But it's wonderful, it's excellent, it's hilarious, and there are lots of good belly laugh moments in it. And you feel so bad for Rocko, because Rocko only wants one thing in life. He's a simple wallaby. And the fact that they don't address him as a wallaby, but a dog in retrospect, really kind of chafes him a little bit. You think, oh, you poor dear, he's a wallaby. Yeah, he knows who he is. He knows his identity. He's very strong and resolute in this fact, and you know, you love him for it. It shows a lot of character. He's very he's confident in who he is, and I like that. Plus, you just see him snap over time. You think, ah, it's just tragic. But the movie itself, I give 2 thumbs way up. I give it 4 out of 5 because I've seen things like this done before, so I can't give it a 5, but it's good enough alone. Just it also introduces a subject that I think a lot of purists should watch, and a lot of people who don't like the idea of taking an old property and rebooting it. Because in many aspects, that's actually, it's not a bad thing. It can improve the quality of a franchise. We've seen it done. But I would say this is how you really do a reboot correctly. And there has been chatter, there's a scuttlebutt going around about rebooting the series. I hope they do, because I really like Rocko, and once they do, I will definitely review it. But because I really like animation and cartoons, and I always have, I always will, and that will never change. But Rockos actually, it's a statement. It's a good period piece for one thing. And it's also, it lends itself well into the 21st century extremely well. And it makes the transition so seamlessly. It's a nice segue from, we're saying goodbye to an old era. It's good to revisit you, but yeah, we know you had your pros and your cons, because I'm definitely a 90s child. I love the 80s, don't get me wrong, but the 90s were where it was at for me, because as far as I was concerned, that's when all the good shows were on, that's when all the good music came out. Yeah, 80s had outstanding, outrageously good music, but the style, yeah, I did spandex. I was a spandex girl, but that and the slappers, the slap bracelets, and the scrunchies. I was in the neon. I was in the neon spandex, slap bracelets, and scrunchies. And yeah, and I had big hair, so the least said about that, the better. That's pretty much all I have to say about Rocko's Modern Life Static Cling, the special, or I should say the movie. It's a movie. It's not really a special, and I'm thinking it's just a springboard for them. Seeing that they're just kind of sticking their toe in the water, seeing what Nielsen results will come, and thinking, well, if the Nielsen ratings display that the fans like it, and it's funny that that's mentioned. That's actually mentioned in the film. That's what I stated earlier. The creator definitely took a sledgehammer to the fourth wall and shattered it in a zillion pieces, but as was stated in the film, fans have power, and in this day and age with the internet and all that, it's true. But that's pretty much all I have to say. And it's really a great film. It's wonderful. It's hysterical, and it's a great little dose of nostalgia. It made me feel great to be alive, and it has a happy ending, and there's a good message, and there's a character in it that I thought was really quite wonderful what they did with her, and I thought, wow, yeah, we've come pretty far, and to show that kind of understanding, respect, and tolerance, that kind of unconditional love. I think, yeah, we could all use a dose of that. It was innocently done. It was innocuous. It wasn't, overt. Well, not really overt, hitting you over the head with a frying pan about it, but it was done in such a way that I think other people, I'm not going to say who they are, but I think they could get a good glimpse as to why, this isn't a bad thing. People will be people. They have their own free will. They make their own decisions, and we may not agree, but we can at least respect them, because everybody has a right to live. That's my utmost motto, but pretty much that's all I have to say about Rocko's Life Static Cling. So until next time, live long, prosper. Ciao, ciao, ciao. One more.